Hi, hello everyone, it's me, Madison the Sidereal Maven, your favorite astrologer and tarot reader, and today we are going to be doing a pick a card reading in honor of Sidereal Leo season, all about what you don't see about yourself and the things that other people perceive about you, but you may just not notice. So today we have 3 sets of sunglasses for you to choose from. We have these cute pink heart sunglasses, which you may have seen me wear in some of my other videos. I also have these tortoiseshell cat eye glasses, a long-term fave of me. And then I also have my newest pair, the black heart sunglasses that I got at a gas station recently. And, oh my gosh, pretend you didn't see that, please. Okay. If you are unfamiliar with pick a card readings, the situation is that you are going to pause and meditate for a moment and ask yourself which of these piles you feel drawn to. It's okay if you feel drawn to more than one pile. Perhaps there is a message for you in multiple piles. And if you are sitting here thinking, I don't feel drawn to any of these piles, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Well, the answer is to go click on one of my other pick a card videos, because I have several others for you to peruse and browse. So that being said, let's get started. Alright, hello there pile 1. If you picked the heart-shaped sunglasses, you beautiful soul, this is your reading. I've got your cards here. Ooh, arrows. Pretty cute, pretty cute. I'm just gonna take a moment to lay all of these out because I prefer to have the bigger picture before I have a thought. Let's be spontaneous. Illumination. We have imagine and envision. And accept love. Ooh. Even before I lay out the rest of these cards, I feel like you are very hashtag lover girl. You know, you like the rom-coms, you like the romance, you like the romance books, you like the TV shows where they kiss at the end. Like, you're here for a good time. You really, really are. And let's do these cards. We've got Ace of Wands. We have Knight of Cups. We have Queen of Cups. Ooh. Ooh. All right, so kind of starting with this Eros card. Something that you don't see about yourself is your own inner desires. There's something about you that has kind of repressed your desire in general. And this could be coming through in a couple of different ways, but are all stemming from the same source. Because Eros is about desire, okay? It's about what you want. This is a Venus sort of card. And so my question for you is the Venus in your chart, in your sidereal birth chart, afflicted in some way by Mars or Saturn? Perhaps it's in Capricorn or Aquarius, or even if you have like a Venus in Libra or Taurus that is afflicted, or I don't know, there are a lot of different placements that could result in this, but your desires, whether this is for material objects that you think would make you happy, for relationships that would make you happy, for emotional or physical intimacy, like this is all something that you feel some sort of shame or guilt around, and owning it would, it feels really scary for you to own this part of yourself. It's almost like you think something bad will happen if you own this part of yourself. You may be the type of person who only reads romance novels if there is no sexy man on the cover, because if other people see you reading a book with a sexy man, that is gonna get you in some tough conversations, right? You're keeping it on the down low. You are keeping it a secret. You're keeping your own desires a secret. And as much as you are working to keep your desires a secret from other people, you are also kind of keeping them a secret from your own self. Because to acknowledge that you have a desire that is being unmet or repressed is painful. It's painful. You're kind of like, it's like you're staring at like a really beautiful cake and saying, I don't even like cake, but your mouth is watering. This is intense, right? There's something you want so badly that you are lusting after, that you are just like, no, not me, not for reals, just in theory. Well, in truth, in reality. Okay? So I think the thing that maybe you don't see about yourself is that the more you are repressing your desires for any of these things, the more you are repressing your creativity. You may be someone that has like a super creative job, or you have creative hobbies, you are an artiste of some sort, but you are experiencing some sort of like writer's block or creative block. Like, for some reason, the ideas just, they're not flowing the way you want them to flow. Like, you kind of want to be like this witch right here, where she has this journal and she's writing down all of the things that she wants to achieve, right? She wants the castle, she wants the crown, she wants the money, she wants the unicorn and the flying koi fish pond. She wants it all. Look at those hearts. She wants some love too. Like, you are at this point where you're like ready to write down everything you want out of life, but you're like almost too scared to write the truth in your own journal. Because what if someone reads it and then they realize that you are cringe? You are cringe. You want, you yearn, you long for something greater and better than what you currently have. And this idea of failing to achieve it or maintain it or obtain it is so scary that you won't even write your own truth down in your own journal, because you're like, what if one day someone finds this and they know that I never achieved it, and then I just look like a loser? But here's the thing. All of these things that you're like imagining and dreaming and wishing for yourself, if you don't admit that you even want it in the first place, how the hell do you expect to actually get it? If you can't even be upfront about what you want, how are you supposed to get it? You're never going to, babe. You're never going to. You have to be honest with yourself first. And that is admitting that deep down inside, you are a lover girl who yearns and longs for more, who wants to feel pleasure without consequence, pleasure without shame, without guilt, without judgment. And I want to go back to consequences. It's almost like you fear there will be some sort of negative consequence to getting what you want. And so it couldn't possibly be worth it. But Again, I think you have some sort of creative hobby or project or job or even creative relationships. There's like something in your life that requires you to be creative that you're feeling stuck on because you can't acknowledge your own desires. And here's the thing, I'll tell you an astrology tip, okay, from an astrologer, is that the 5th house in astrology that represents like love and romantic relationships and, you know, romantic intimacy, physical intimacy, is the same exact house in your birth chart that also is about creativity and art, in music, in theater, in film, in entertainment. It's all in the same house. It's all in the same house. Your creativity and your ability to be creative is directly proportional with your ability to acknowledge and act on your desires. Okay, so even to go back to this card, think about the way that she is like writing down the things that she wants to have in her life one day, the things that she is trying to quote unquote manifest for herself. Like, she has to be honest with herself and write it down first. Is that repetitive? I'm sorry. But like, you can also see like she's kind of drawing. She's drawing what she wants. She's envisioning it. You have to like let yourself envision what you want. And this is true if you were like doing a painting. If you were a painter, before anyone sits down to paint any sort of masterpiece, they are envisioning it first. They're thinking, what do I want it to look like? What do I want it to feel like? What do I want it to say? Key word here being want. What do I want? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? What do you want from yourself? Okay. What do you want? So we also have Be Spontaneous here, which, another gorgeous card. Plot twist, all of my cards are gorgeous, but I like this one a lot. And it makes me think about, it makes me think about dancing in your living room just because you can. Singing along when your favorite song comes on the radio. You know, just kind of like these spontaneous moments of fun that can burst forth out of nowhere. That is an opportunity for you to be creative without any consequences, without any shame, without any guilt, and hopefully without any judgment, right? You know, don't be dancing around some judgmental people, but at the same time, screw them, you know? If you want to dance, dance. If you want to sing, sing. If you're walking down the street and you see like a really cute bird or a cat or something, stop and take a picture. Why not? Take notice of like the beauty around you. You know, stop and smell the flowers. Think about the way the light hits it in just a specific way that like reminds you of your childhood and makes you feel safe and familiar. Like, take notice in a spontaneous way, and don't be afraid to like have a random trip, you know, for no reason, just to inspire yourself. Take a random inspiration walk. Take a random trip to the library. If you're one of those people that is always at the craft store, just go to the craft store. Sometimes getting the craft supplies first is what inspires you to create more in the process. Just don't get stuck in this trap of, oh, these are my good pencils. I can only use them for my best work. Well, your best work is still hiding inside of you, so you better get started. You better get started, be spontaneous. And sometimes, like, even though it conflicts with what I just said about this one, like, sometimes you don't always need to have a plan to make some of your best work. And I'm someone who really enjoys painting and drawing. And so I will offer you this, which is that my best paintings, the ones that I've decided to keep and hang up on the wall in my own house for years, are the ones that I made completely on a whim with no plan and no rhyme or reason to them. They just make me happy, and they reminded me of a moment when I felt happy and free and like anything could happen once I touched the pen to the paper, because I don't have a plan. So we also have Accept Love. You see this little kitty. She's brewing a potion, a love potion. And this card is all about like allowing other people to show you love and affection. And that is something that is very difficult to do when you are repressing your desires. You may be the type of person where like someone tries to hug you and you're like, oh no, don't hug me. Not because you don't want to be hugged, because it's like, well, what if everyone thinks that I need emotional support that I don't need? I'm fine on my own. I don't need anyone. I don't need anything. I can do everything on my own. And it's like, girl, you don't have to. You're allowed to have a hug. No one is judging you for this. You know? In fact, I think it looks even weirder to refuse physical affection that you desire just because you're afraid of being judged for receiving it. There's something about that, like, well, if I accept this, then what are other people gonna think? And I just need you to let it go. As much as you need to like come to terms with your own desire, like acknowledging that you are desired by others is a huge part of that. And that's not always necessarily like romantic, although it very well could be. I mean, look at this love potion. But the point is that like, acknowledge that you are desirable, that other people desire you. For a friend, for a partner, you know, like, you're all that in a bag of chips. There are people who are like, damn girl, I wish I had some of that. And you're like, no, no, no. If I let you have some of this delicious potion that I'm making, then everyone is gonna think that I just give my potion away to everyone and that I don't value my potion. And that's not true. And also, it's a love potion. What else is it gonna do? What else is it gonna do? So you also have Illumination. And we are currently, as I'm filming this, in between two eclipses. There is a new moon eclipse in Cancer that just happened on August 12th. And there is another one in Sidereal Aquarius on the 20-something or other. And so this may be a very fruitful period of time for you. And even if you are watching this much further into the future, I will be asking you, this next full moon, whatever full moon is coming up next for you, is going to highlight something very important for you about how you feel about your desire. Okay, so this full moon may be conjunct your Venus, maybe opposite your Venus, it may be in your 5th house or your 7th house. There is something being illuminated here, and I feel like it is, I feel like, how do I word this? It's like those repressed emotions are bubbling to the surface and being mirrored back to you in a way that you don't expect. It's almost like watching a TV show and seeing like a character or a couple like go through something that you've gone through, and the way that they deal with it is so different than how you dealt with it, and it makes you feel so seen in a way that you've not felt seen before. However, it also makes you realize that like, just because things went that way in the past doesn't mean that that's the only way they can go. They can go a lot of different other ways. And I think what you're realizing this eclipse season or on your next full moon is that like, you have been holding yourself back so much out of fear of rejection, out of fear of being alienated for the things that you like, for the things that you're into, or afraid that other people are just going to be like, ugh, no, that's not what I like. You're strange. It's almost kind of like, I don't know, if you're someone who is into like, I don't know, like maybe kinky stuff, and you try to share that with a partner who is totally vanilla, you're gonna be like, you're gonna feel kind of put off. You're gonna be like, okay, well, if they don't want to do any of this stuff with me, then I'm a freak and we can't be together. You know what I mean? Like, but then you watch that show and they show you that actually you can find other people that into the same things you are, that like the same things you like, that desire the same things you desire. And suddenly your desire stops feeling like an isolating thing that you have to hide and repress from other people, and instead becomes something that you can embody for like the first time. And that is really important with this Queen of Cups here, because the Queen of Cups is all about embodiment. It's about not just acknowledging that you have a desire, but embodying that desire. Okay? You want to be a dancer, go buy a little outfit and be a dancer. You know, have yourself a little dance party in your house. Who cares? You need to like stop letting your desires be a theory in your mind and feel them in your body, okay? You're allowed to like feel this thing. You're allowed to feel desire, etc., etc. And because we have the Ace of Wands here at the same time, this is telling you to take action, okay? The Ace of Wands is always an encouragement to act on your desires. And because we also have the Page of Cups, the Page of Cups is like a lover boy who is showing up out to your window with the boom box and throwing pebbles at your window until you open the window, and then he plays your favorite song and he's like, will you go on a date with me on Friday? And you very well are on the verge of being like, no, I can't go out with you on Friday because like my mom said no. But here's the thing, you're like a grown woman. You're a grown adult, whatever gender you are grown. And you should accept this invitation. Okay? Accept love. Accept it. It's yours to hold. And if there is not someone currently reaching out towards you with this wand and saying, let me make your life magical and pleasurable and beautiful, then you may very well have someone or something that you are interested in, that you want to take action towards, someone that you want to ask out, a project that you want to take action on. And you have to embody your desire to do it. Let it be real. Be spontaneous. It doesn't have to be like, you know, I feel like dating is kind of difficult in the post-COVID era. Everything has become increasingly more expensive and inaccessible. And this Be Spontaneous card is really saying that, like, you don't have to have it all figured out. You can just go for coffee. You can meet up at the park to walk your dogs together. You can just have a random call on a Tuesday. Like, you don't have to have all the money and all the pizzazz and all of the, you know, sparkle to get someone's attention, especially because it seems like they're already paying attention to you. What you want wants you back. You just have to admit that you want it. So be spontaneous and admit it. Be like, yeah, maybe I could meet you at the park later. Yeah, I actually am free after 8 p.m. if you want to call. You know? I think that will be an illuminating time for you to realize that, like, the only thing holding you back is literally your own fear. You have the wand, lover girl. So wave it and watch the magic happen. Okay? That is all I got for you, pile one. I hope you liked it. I hope you loved it. And if you did, I highly recommend that you check out my Patreon, where I have lots of cool lessons about sidereal astrology, your sidereal birth chart, how to read it, what it means, and also several more astrology tutorials if you want not astrology, several more tarot tutorials if you ever wanted to learn how to read tarot. I've got a lot of lessons on my Patreon for you. And I also upload weekly love letters where I do a card pull for the week and discuss the astrological transits for the week ahead. And the love letters are completely free for all free subscribers. So please check it out, and I'll see you next time. All right, hello pile 2. If you picked these cutie patootie tortoiseshell kitty cat glasses, then this is your reading. I'm going to lay the cards out first. We have the Mountain. We have Water Magic. We have Prosperity and Abundance. We have Culmination of Vision. And Keep Your Dreams Alive. You are hustling and grinding, my friend. You really are. You are one competitive son of a gun. Like, you have some very lofty goals that you're trying to achieve, and you're like, I will not stop until I achieve them, no matter what it takes. Like, you are focused. Ooh, we have the World. all right. Good for you. We have 9 of Swords. We have 5 of Pentacles. Okay, that may have felt stressful to watch me turn those over, but I promise you everything's okay. And that's the thing that you don't know about yourself, is that you're okay. The thing that you don't see about yourself is that you're gonna be okay. And you don't believe it. I don't know what happened to you. I don't know what happened to you. I don't know who hurt you. But you feel like if you do not achieve this goal, if you are not successful in these very specific ways within a specific timeline, that something terrible is going to happen. And I don't know what you think that is, but these cards are telling me that, like, you're okay. You're actually okay. So let's start with the Mountain card. The Mountain card is all about challenges and obstacles. I'm pretty sure you've heard The Climb by Miley Cyrus. Okay. That's what this card is about. Miley Cyrus wrote the song for this card specifically, I swear to God. So, if you have heard that famous song, and I bet you have because you're not a loser, she says that, you know what, it's not about the view at the top of the mountain. What's really important is the journey upwards, okay? And you are in this process of climbing, and you are pretty close to the top. Okay, but it took a lot for you to get here. It took a lot for you to get here. You've been busting some ASS. You have been hustling and grinding. You have sacrificed time, energy, attention, maybe even relationships. You have sacrificed so much to get here. And even as you are nearing the top, it doesn't feel like enough. You're one of those people who, like, say you are in a race and you race past the finish line in first place, and then you collapse and everyone's like cheering and screaming and handing you a trophy, but you are just numb inside. You may feel a bit relieved because it's over, but you feel numb. You don't feel happy. You don't feel accomplished. You don't feel satisfied. You're still scared that someone else is going to come up behind you and trip you, to take it away from you, to say it's not enough, to say, get back to the beginning and go again. Like, you really don't know how to rest on your laurels. But here's the thing. Everything in this reading, all of these other cards are like, Like, they're telling you that you have it all. You have everything you need right now. And if you don't believe that, I really need you to, like, wake up. Wake up, sister. Because you need to redefine what your concept of prosperity is. Because this card is prosperity in abundance. She's sitting in her garden with some cake, some champagne. Everything is blooming and blossoming. She's got two little meow meows here, having a good time. She has not a care in the world, okay? True wealth and abundance is not the designer bag. It's not the fancy car. It's not the job. It's not the party. It's not the social recognition. It's not your family finally saying, "Oh, thank God you've done something with your life." It's none of those things. Prosperity and abundance is, I have food in my belly. I have money in my bank account. I have shelter. I have access to clean water. I have access to health care. I have a car. I don't have to rely on anyone for transportation. Like, a true wealth and abundance is your autonomy and your peace of mind. And this card is saying that there is nothing you need that you do not already have right now. And if you don't have it, then it's a desire. It's a goal. It's a want. But it's not a need, because you have what you need. But let's talk about why that doesn't feel like enough, okay? Because the thing that you don't see about yourself is that you are super competitive. You are super competitive. You have been taught that achievement is everything. And it's made you into someone that maybe struggles to create friends and allies where you go, because you only see competition. You only see enemies. You struggle to trust other people. You struggle to rest when you need it. You are someone who maybe grew up or works in an environment where, like, if you get to climb up the ladder, then you look down at the people below you and go, "Ha ha, I made it here and you didn't. And so I get special privileges that you don't get." And you feel like because you worked hard and because you earned those privileges, that it kind of gives you the right to be like, "Well, I worked for it, you didn't, haha." And I'm not trying to talk down on you, but this card at its worst is really people being like, "Well, I have more than you, and I have more degrees, and I have more money, and I worked harder, and I earned it more, and therefore I'm better." And it's like, don't be a sore winner, my friend. Do not be a sore winner. Because look at this World card. Okay, you have already won. You can see that this cat is like imagining its happiest future while it is already there. It has achieved exactly what it wants. And for you, you're trying to climb to the top of that mountain, the top of that social ladder, the top of whatever it is for you, right? And you also have the Nine of Swords. This is a very Game of Thrones sort of card. You may be someone who likes Game of Thrones, or you like the intense politics and competition that comes with those sort of TV shows. What's another one? Succession. Maybe you like Succession, where there are these intense family dynamics, intense finances, inheritance, wars, interpersonal dramas. Like, there's a reason it looks like a chessboard, okay? You've got anxiety. And not only do you have anxiety, but you are like drowning in your own fears of failure. Your fears of being kicked back to the bottom of the mountain where you started. Your fears of being told that you are not good enough to be at the top of it, that you faked it, that you cheated, that you just didn't deserve to be there. It was a fluke. It was luck, It's made you bitter and angry. And I don't think you understand that, like, these fears that you have in your mind of failure are completely unfounded. And that is something about the Nine of Swords that people don't talk about enough, is that when you pull the Nine of Swords, the things that you are most scared of are in your head. They're not real. Your fear of failure is not real because you have already succeeded, and it doesn't feel like enough for you. It's like you got to the end of the race and you were handed the trophy and you're like, it's not enough. It's not enough. And that's what this Five of Pentacles is. This Five of Pentacles is feeling like you don't have enough of whatever it is that you need. It could be money, it could be time, it could be relationships, it could be like food or medicine, like attention from a special supervisor. You know, like you feel like you're left out in the snow with a broken leg. This is your fear of being abandoned, of being left outside to struggle by yourself. There's this fear of, if I don't do it, then no one will. So F it, I will do it myself, and I will do everything myself always, so that no one can sabotage me. No one can be the reason I don't succeed but me. I'm sorry, I do not know why my camera is doing that, so I'm gonna put it down. But that fear is in your mind, friend. It is. It's all in your head. You've already succeeded. You've already succeeded. And also, culmination of vision. This thing that you are trying to achieve is already like blooming in front of you. This is kind of like if you have been growing a garden since spring and you have been toiling and toiling and toiling in your garden, and now it is fall. The flowers have blossomed into fruits, and you are just waiting for them to ripen so that you can pick them off the vine. Like, everything you want is coming together. The dominoes are falling into a perfect synchronicity of the image that you intended when you set them up in the first place. Like, it's all coming together, and you're scared that like something's gonna ruin it at the last moment. But honest to God, or spirit, or whatever it is that you believe in, the only thing that is going to trip you up is literally your own competitiveness, your own fear of failure, your own fear of not being good enough, that pushes you to keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. It's like, if you keep pushing, you get to the top of the mountain, you keep pushing, you're just gonna fall off the other side. Do you know that? Like, you're actually allowed to stop and enjoy the view. You're allowed to be like, huh, I got here, that's crazy. You know? And here's the thing with these cards is that, like, it may not be coming together exactly the way that you pictured it or the way that you thought that it would. You know, maybe you have like read about what you thought the top of this mountain would look like, and you conducted many interviews and gathered many opinions and read many books about the top of the mountain. But now that you're nearing the end of your journey, you're like, this is different actually. None of you guys gave me the full picture and told me the full truth. And now that I'm here, I'm like worried that means that I've messed it up, that I've done something wrong. But really, I think it just means that you're a unique human being having a unique experience. But you were holding on to some wounds around self-esteem and finances that are causing you to kind of, again, stay stuck in this competitive, cutthroat energy. And these cards are saying that you can let it go. Your bills are paid. There is a roof over your head. There's food in your fridge. You do not need to be freaking out like this. I don't know. Is that tough love? Is that harsh? I'm trying to be gentle here. I really am. But I think I grew up on some tough love too. And I know how this feels. Feeling like you're never good enough. Like no matter how hard you work, it's not enough. It's like perhaps you're someone who's heard that saying, like, you can't afford to buy something unless you have enough money to buy it 3 times. And so it doesn't matter that you have enough money. You think you need 3 times as much. Otherwise, what if the economy crashes again? I saw this comedian recently. I don't remember their name, but they said something about, like, I can't throw away this last can of SpaghettiOs. What if my dad loses his job again, just like he did in 2008? And those SpaghettiOs are expired. You can't eat them anymore, but you keep holding on to it just in case. The next time there is a crisis, the next time there is enough, you still have it. And it's almost like you don't trust yourself to win a second time, to make the same amount of money a second time, to do it again. It's like, yeah, maybe I succeeded once. I won this race. I won this competition. But who's to say I'll win the next one? What then? Then what the hell am I gonna do? And it's like, you can't control that right now. But you can control the fact that you are driving yourself crazy and not enjoying what you have. What is the point of working so hard for all of this if you don't take the time to enjoy it? What is the point of the fancy bottle of wine if you don't drink it? What is the point of the garden if you don't sit within it? Okay? And so you have, keep your dreams alive. And this is the sort of card that comes up when, again, you are feeling a bit burnt out, a bit beaten down by the hustle and the grind and the over and over and over again and over and over. And the Keep Your Dreams Alive card is saying that, like, don't stop now. You are almost there. Your dreams matter. They're important. They are culminating into a bloom, into a blossom. And resting for a while is not giving up. Enjoying and celebrating how far you come is not a conclusion to your efforts. You can celebrate your progress without taking that as, oh, I've given up. Oh, I've done enough. Oh, I'll never get any further. Like, learn how to enjoy the little moments. It's kind of like a birthday party, okay? Throwing a birthday party at age 12 is not giving up. It's a celebration that, hey, you made it 12 years. I don't know how old you are, how long it's been since you last had a birthday party. I don't know if you've ever had a birthday party, but maybe you kind of need one. Maybe you need to slow down and celebrate how far you've come, because it's much further than you're giving yourself credit for. Like, the thing that you don't see about yourself is how much you've already accomplished, how much you have already succeeded, how many things that you have already made happen through sheer force of will. You didn't get here by accident. It was not luck. It was not fluke. It was not handed to you, okay? Don't let other people get in your head and tell you that it's not enough, or that you made it up, or that it's not real. All of this, you have worked for this. Keep going. And in the meantime, we're gonna focus on some water magic, okay? I don't know where you live, but if you live anywhere near a body of water, a lake, a pond, a river, a creek, a stream, even just a man-made fountain, kind of like the one on this card, like any sort of moving body of water, go sit by that water and just watch it for a while. Don't be on your phone. Don't be doing anything else. Like, just allow yourself to meditate over the water and feel calmed by the sound of it. And I don't know if you know this, but human beings are naturally calmed by the sight and smell of running water. It is like built into our DNA, the same way that we can like smell rain coming, or like a super fertile soil. Like, seeing and hearing and feeling the running water will literally calm your nervous system. And so if that means you have to just go hop in a shower and take an extra long shower, what are you waiting for? You need movement. You need moving water to meditate with, to cleanse yourself with, to feel renewed by. If you're a beach person and you can go to the beach for the day, like, you really just need to calm down and you need to let go of these wounds that have made you feel like nothing you do will be enough. These wounds that make you feel like even as you cross the finish line in first place, you've still failed. Like, that is a misunderstanding that needs to be corrected. I don't know how else to tell you that, like, you're okay. You are okay. You've got it. Everything is okay. You're okay, girl. You can rest now. It's all happening. In the words of Sheena Shea, it is all happening for you. So take a beat, relax, and enjoy it, okay? That's what I got for you, pile 2. If you liked it, if you loved it, give me a like, give me a comment, give me a subscribe, and please check out my Patreon where I do weekly love letters, where I pull a card and discuss the astrological transits for the week. And I also have lots of cool sidereal astrology tutorials, tarot tutorials. If you wanted to learn about your birth chart or how to read tarot, I have got numerous posts about this, and you can scroll for hours. So make sure to check it out, and I will see you next time. Bye! Hi, hello there, pile 3. If you picked these beautiful heart-shaped glasses, then this is your reading. I'm going to lay out all the cards before I begin. We have the Queen. Ooh, you special, huh? And you know it. Or maybe you don't, since this reading is about what you don't know about yourself. So we have Speak Your Mind, Meditation for Creativity, Clear Endeavor, Show Your Support, Five of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, and 3 of Cups. Ooh, this is kind of spicy, actually. This is kind of spicy. Okay, in a good way, of course, obviously. Let's start with the Queen. The Queen, the Queen, the Queen. This is a kind of a really special card to pull, in my most humble of opinions, okay? The thing that you don't see about yourself is quite literally your own power, which is insane. Have you ever met a queen that does not recognize her own power? No, that's insane. But for some reason, you're here in this reading, and that's what's going on. So it's time to address it, okay? The thing about the Queen is, like, this is like the Empress in tarot, okay? The Queen is someone who is meant to receive, and she trusts that all that she wants and needs is coming to her, and that she does not have to go get it, okay? The Queen is a lounger, okay? She lounges, she rests, she waits, she dictates. What is the word? Is dictate the right word? When you give other people directions to do what you would like them to do instead of doing it yourself. The Queen is in charge. And so I think perhaps the thing that you're not seeing about yourself is your own influence over the people around you, but also maybe even just like your own interpersonal power is something that you are questioning right now for some reason. Like, perhaps you are someone who is on the cusp of something. If you've ever seen that concept in like Celtic pagan witchcraft circles, people are always talking about this concept of the maiden and the mother and the crone. And that concept is Questionable, depending, depending, but it exists, and you are kind of someone who is in between the maiden and the mother, right? You are in the process of becoming the queen, and you are still acting like a maiden, but you have the crown of the queen upon your head, whether you realize it or not. And it feels like everyone else is waiting for you to realize this. Okay, because you have a lot of cards here that involve other people. Okay, you have Speak Your Mind, you have the Five of Wands, you have the Three of Cups. And so you are perhaps an eldest daughter, perhaps you are a mother, perhaps you are a project leader, a manager, a supervisor, a director. There is some sort of situation in your life in which you have authority, likely authority over other people. And even if you are not in like the greatest position of power in your circles, you have a lot of influence over everyone else, and perhaps even influence over whatever the greater authority figure is. And you are not using it to your advantage for some reason, because you're like, well, I'm just a maiden and I was born yesterday, and so like I was just wondering if maybe you could take the lead, and then when I feel comfortable I will step up. Like, girl, stop. Stop it, okay? This is ridiculous. You are the queen. The queen waits for no one. She does not wait for directions. She does not wait for permission. She does not wait for validation. She does not wait for other people to get their crap together before she makes moves, okay? She's like, I got stuff to do, and I'm doing it, and you're either with me, and you're supporting that, or you're not. And I think, for some reason, like, you have a team of people under you. You have a team. You have a team. Perhaps you have a family. Like, the Ten of Pentacles is definitely a family card. So it could be that you have a family that you were the head of. Mother energy, eldest daughter energy. Or, you know, father, eldest son, whatever gender you subscribe to. You are the top of your team. You have great influence. And you are just like trying to manage people with a lot of conflicting ideas of what the solution to y'all's problem is, okay? Whatever problem y'all got going on, no one can agree about like what the right thing to do is. It's almost like you're stuck in a house with one bathroom and everyone is fighting over the bathroom. And while they're sitting there like demanding that you create a bathroom schedule that satisfies everyone, which is impossible, okay? You need to be using your creativity to come up with a better solution that these other people have not thought of yet. And they haven't thought of it, girl, because they're not the queen. You are. So you need to be spending some time thinking about creative solutions to solve your problem. And you need to have a clear plan in place. That's what this clear endeavor is about. This is like, have bullet points, have a list, have a, you know, sequence of steps to take, and make it clear what your plan is and how you intend to get from point A to point B. Because at the end of the day, this bathroom schedule is not gonna solve y'all's issues. And instead, you need to build a new bathroom. Like, they're sitting there fighting over the schedule, and you're sitting there trying to budget, how are we gonna build an additional bathroom in this building? Where are we gonna put it? How much is it gonna cost? How long is it gonna take? Like, you are on another level that these other people are just not. You're capable of coming up with solutions to problems that wouldn't even cross their mind. And you have the like resources and intelligence and practical sort of mindset to actually make it happen. But for some reason, you're just like, well, George wants this, and Joe wants that, and Jane's gonna say this if I do that, and that'll make this person do that. And it's like, you're the queen. Do you realize that you're the queen? Do you realize? that you have the power to be like, actually, this is what we're doing. Y'all need to be quiet and listen to directions. You gotta be comfortable giving directions. And that is where the Speak Your Mind card comes into play, because you have got some big thoughts and some big opinions, some big ideas, some big plans, and yet you're keeping it to yourself because you are tired of arguing with people. You're tired of the back and forth, of the debate, of the discourse, of people playing devil's advocate and questioning you. And it's just made you quiet. It's made you complicit. It's almost like you're just like, I just want a moment of quiet, a moment of peace where no one is yelling so that I can just think straight, right? But somewhere along the way, within that process, you have kind of stopped speaking your mind, stop sharing your opinions, stop trying to solve the problem, and just kind of zone out and hope that someone else will come do it. But like, here's the thing, Queen, they're not going to. And here's another thing. Okay, with the 10 of Pentacles, this has quite a few significations. But one of the main one is that it has a family of multiple generations. This is like the grandparents, the baby, the parents. They're in a castle, okay? They have like their family history inscribed into the walls. It's like a generational wealth card, okay? It's kind of saying you've got a lot of people around you, and you may have like elders or older people in your life who are there to provide you with wisdom, to provide you with resources. They could be some of the people trying to argue with you about what's going on, but they also are capable of like providing you with what you need to accomplish your goal. Like, you need to be clear about what you want from them. You may be like, again, to like bring it back to this idea of like maiden, mother, crone, you're like waiting for the crones in the room to tell you what the right thing to do is. But the crones are like sitting around waiting for you to take the lead because they're like, I'm retired. It's your turn to solve the problem. And you're sitting there being like, I'm just a baby. It's your turn to solve the problem. Like, no, you're the queen now. I don't know if you know this, but you're the queen now. They're expecting you to solve the problem. They're expecting you to tell them to be quiet and listen to your idea. Okay? They're expecting you to come up with the best use of these resources with your creativity. And here's the thing. If you are not sure what the solution to your problem is, it says meditation for a reason. Sometimes your best creative problems come like when you're in the shower. There's like an entire Reddit thread about shower thoughts, okay? Because people come up with really good ideas in the shower. They come up with them while they're doing dishes, while they're on a walk, while they let their mind wander instead of actually paying attention to whatever TV show they're watching. You gotta give yourself and your brain some free time to just wander and come up with a solution on its own. And the more you like shove your brain or shove information into your brain through like constantly scrolling or constantly reading, constantly watching something, or even just constantly listening to other people yap, like, you gotta get some peace of mind so that the creative solution and plan that you are trying to come up with can come forth. And then you can speak it out loud to other people, right? So if that is something that is challenging for you, that is something I would prioritize. And if other people are trying to kind of encroach on your personal time, however limited it may or may not be, you need to kind of assert your boundaries, okay? Because here's the thing, the queen is not available to her people all of the time. That would literally drain her. It would be impossible for her to be of service to her people all of the time. She's got to retreat into her castle tower bedroom and think about what is best, about what she needs to do, about what her plans are. She needs to meditate. She needs to go to the temple. or whatever fantasy queens have in Fantasyland, right? Like, set some boundaries with these people in your life and make it very clear about, this is the time I have for you and this is the time I do not. This is what I can do for you and this is what I can't do for you. And for some of you, maybe you can do it and you're not willing to. You don't want to. You have to be able to say that too, okay? And stop feeling guilty and ashamed of not being able to be everything for everyone all of the time. Not even the queen is capable of accomplishing this. This is why she has hopefully a king or another queen, you know, some sort of partner with her. Ideally, she has elders around that she can rely upon. She has like a council of people that she can ask for advice. You know, like, you don't have to do everything alone, but you do have to set your own boundaries and tell other people what you need from them and what you want from them and tell them how to support you. And while we're talking about support, let's also talk about this card. Show your support. There is someone in your life, in your family, on your team, whatever it is, that needs your support, okay? And you are withholding it for some reason. Maybe because you're tired, because you're stressed out, because you felt like I had to do it by myself, so should you. Or maybe you just like don't even notice this person struggling because you were so caught up in your own stress that it is kind of like you're not giving it the attention it needs. But there is someone in your life who needs support. And this could be as simple as being like, hey, I see you. What do you need help with? You know, have a conversation with this person, ask what they need. You know, maybe they need help with something. Find out what that is. And that is going to kind of like ingratiate people. I don't know if that's the right word, but my point is that when you are helpful to other people, they are more willing to help you, okay? You can't be some sort of tyrant queen presiding over your people with an iron fist. And you also can't like let your bad mood ruin everyone else's day, because that's not a good queen, right? Like, if your mood is ruining everyone else's day, is resulting in the people that you love and care for not getting the support that they need because you can't rein it in, so to speak. Like, there is something here about like, you really need to set some boundaries about what is your mood and your emotions and your stress and your feelings and what is theirs. And be very careful not to take theirs on as your own in a way that stresses you out, but still show your support for them. Otherwise, why would they want you to be their queen in the first place? Because just like a king, okay, like the power that you have kind of comes from other people. A king is only as powerful as the people give him power. And it's very similar with the queen. And so if you want people to look up to you, to respect your authority, to be influenced and changed and moved by you, then you have to support them. You have to give them a reason to support you, right? So I'm not sure who that is for you, but you also have the Three of Cups here. And the Three of Cups is about celebration. It's about parties. It's about spontaneous fun and joy. And so something else I would ask is like, are you having enough fun in your life, enough spontaneous joy, a random trip to get ice cream, a random pizza takeout day, you know, or just a random spontaneous dance day or dance party in the living room? Like, there's something, you need more silliness, you need more fun, you need to like lighten up a bit, and that will kind of dispel a lot of the stress that your family is feeling. And it will also help them to feel supported. Like, any good leader will tell you that, like, in order to keep other people happy, you have to like actually put in an effort to think like, What do they want? What do they need? What makes them feel joy? What makes them feel relaxed? You know, like usually it's being supported in some sort of way. So yeah, I feel like I'm nearing the end here. And to wrap it up for you, the thing that you don't see about yourself is, again, how much influence you have over the people around you, how much your mood and temperament is influencing other people. If you were in a bad mood, it's putting everyone else in a bad mood. But if you enter a crisis and you're like, you know what? I'm going to stand strong. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to come up with a creative solution. I'm going to tell you guys what it is, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I need from you. Feel that calm, right? Like, you can't control the world, okay? But you can control yourself. And the way that you hold yourself and present yourself is having a huge impact on the people around you. And you have the ability to really step up into this role of this queen, of the mother, of an authority figure, a boss bee, whatever you want to be. You know, you're already there. You just have to like have the courage to tell other people what you need from them, what the plan is, what you're going to do, and show them that support that they need to do what you need them to do. All right. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you liked it. If you did, give me a like, give me a comment, give me a subscribe. And please, please, please check out my Patreon, where I do weekly love letters, where I pull a card and give you the astrological breakdown of the week ahead. And I also have lots of sidereal astrology tutorials. I have tarot tutorials if you want to learn how to read your birth chart or read tarot for yourself. My Patreon has got you covered, and I've been on there for a long time, so you can scroll for hours and not get bored, okay? And that's what I got for you. Bye!